Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Satchidanandarupaya Vishwotpattyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. I have been asked to speak on Narayanopanishad. Narayanopanishad is coming from Krishna Yajurved, and it presents great, profound wisdom and insight into the creation, into the and offers seeker the deep understanding of what the nature of reality is, and eventually the ultimate truth. Like we have been doing the Swarupa Anusandhan last for four or five classes, that also did the same, but from consciousness point of view. Here we are taking it from Narayana's point of view, who is none other than that ultimate reality. Why only he is the ultimate reality? Each one of you is the ultimate reality. So you have to recognize that. And we focused on our essence in the previous 5 lectures, and now if today or tomorrow, I don't know if tomorrow is there or not, but in these 2 lectures we'll look at how that reality alone is expressing as Narayana, as the Ishvara, and he has become the material and the efficient cause of the whole universe. In other words, in this universe there is nothing else other than the divinity. To experience misery, oh, smiling face, thank you for gracing. To experience anything else other than divinity, that is Anand, that is bliss in this universe, in this creation, and to complain that life is difficult, life is miserable, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, all that is ego trip. And the human birth has been given to us only for one purpose. You are a Nara. Nara means a man or a human being, and you have to recognize that you are Narayana. That is the only purpose of human being. Then what about everything else? What about becoming a sannyasi? What about becoming a grahastha? What about becoming having children? What about becoming a businessman, a great philosopher? All that is side benefits. If it is meant to happen in your life, nobody can stop it. But purpose of life is not all that. Purpose of life, people think, children think nowadays, what is my purpose of life? I don't know. What is my purpose of life? I want to make an impact. आजकल के बच्चों का यही है. I want to make an impact, but they don't know how. They think by making impact means being creative in the outside world, and the world has to accept that they are good. Then when they are not appreciated, they change, they resign, they go to some other job. But I say, this is not the impact. Impact, if you want to make, you come back to your essential nature, and automatically the impact will be the symptoms in this creation. The closer you come to your essence, greater is the impact outside. See?
Question can I ask? But didn't our generation also want to make an impact when we were teenagers?
Yeah, everyone.
So not just this
No, no,
generation.
no, no.
Even
But
when we were young.
here today, nowadays they talk more about it. All those who are working in their 20s, 30s, they speak about it a bit more. We just went about making an impact, didn't big mouth ourselves. That's all the difference. Uh, so in this manner, here is a opportunity for us that we explore into this Narayana Upanishad and delve into its teachings and the philosophy or the philosophical concepts, but they are not concepts, they are the truth. Truth cannot be a concept, remember this. And unravel the divine reality that is the essence of this creation, and it is the essence of ourselves, because we are also part of this creation. So in this manner, this Narayana Upanishad comes from the Krishna Yajurved. So there are 4 Vedas: Rigved, Yajurved, Samaved, Atharvanaved. Out of that, the Krishna Yajurved, North India mostly practices Samaved or Shukla Yajurved. South India mostly practices Krishna Yajurved. And we, as belonging to Sringeri Peeth, so we follow the Krishna Yajurved. And in this way, there's what do you call the Narayana Upanishad. Who is this Narayana? Narayana is it is that one reality which you call it reality, you call it Ishvara, you call it Narayana, it is one and the same thing. Just like someone calls you a brother, someone calls you a son, someone calls you a husband, or someone calls you a man, but you know you are a living being. And more than living being, you are the conscious being. After 5 lectures last time. But our attention doesn't go to that consciousness. That's what the world, just pulls us away and doesn't allow us. And whenever we do go to think about that consciousness, because we don't have the stamina, we go to sleep. And in sleep, we are one with consciousness. But we don't know that. So we want to consciously be one with consciousness, meaning with ourselves, because that self is formless as we go in, or as we go out into the space, there will be nothingness, again formlessness. So it becomes a bit of a difficult perspective for a seeker to focus on something that is not there. So here an idea is presented. This is the beauty of our Sanatana Dharma. So here it is Shiva Upanishad, Narayana Upanishad. Another place it is Ishavasya Upanishad. For Surya Upanishad, you can meditate on Surya and come to know. It's like that. Many Upanishads are there. So here this Narayana, he is the Lord. Here we'll not use the word Lord, we'll just say Narayana. They didn't say Lord Narayana Upanishad. They just said Narayana Upanishad. He is the ultimate consciousness. So when we were speaking yesterday, Aham, what was that? Aham Brahmasmi. Tad eva Aham Asmi Param Brahma Nityam Aham eva Param Brahma Nityam Tad eva Aham Asmi. I am alone that which is infinite, eternal reality. So that which we are talking about as a formless reality, as the self, here the name given to it is Narayana, and this Narayana, he is one without a second. He is the material which is connecting everything and everyone. There is nothing else apart from Narayana. For that vision, we when we want to inquiry is always this versus that. Changeless versus changing, permanent versus non-permanent, finite versus infinite. There's always two to compare when you are thinking. But here we are talking about that Narayana which is inseparable. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Here, another place, the Narayana is given as, who is this Narayana who must have given this Upanishad? When Narasimha Avatar, all know Narasimha Avatar, half lion and half man. Whom did he come and save? Prahlad. You remember Prahlad story? Hey, kiddo. No? Mummy didn't tell you. Eat her head after the class, okay? She'll tell you the story. So, this half man, half lion came, and when he had saved Prahlad from his own father who was ready to kill him, now the job is done. Now what to do? Then he broke himself into half. The lion part and the human part. The lion part of the body of Narasimha Avatar became Narayana. This is the story, we are not talking about. And then not Narayana, sage Narayana. And then the human part, it became sage Nara. And this sage Nara and Narayana, they meditate for thousands of years in Badrinath. So some say that sage Narayana gave this Upanishad or uttered this Upanishad. How will he utter it? Out of his own direct experience. And in this way, when we chant, I'll chant one paragraph and then we'll explain, and it helps us to develop a deep sense of devotion towards that and engage in the practices or the ideas that are presented, and experience when we contemplate on them with bhava, with love, by being available to that what is being explained, the grace of Narayana will come to us. Grace is always, just like air is always. But if you are a yogi and you choose to do kumbhak and say there is no air, whose fault is it? Not air's fault. It is the yogi's fault. Why did you do kumbhak? Now he is not able to start. Like when this time again I am going to Kumbh Mela, that fellow is going to be there. There is one yogi and his disciple in Haridwar. He has taken a vow. I saw him when he started in 95. He has taken a vow, and this is his sense of commitment to the Lord. What? I will not put my hand down. No, I will not sit down. The Guru, he said, I will not sit down. So he has got one leg up, and it has to be bent to be put up. Now he is not able to make it straight. And when he had a disciple, and he said, oh, my Guru has put his leg up, I take a commitment for the rest of my life not to put my hand down. And he also can't put his hand down. Stuck. एक पैर पे खड़ा है, दूसरा हाथ पे खड़ा है. See? So, there are many people, you must, or maybe it's one of you who has got into Padmasan, and then after that you want to come out and you can't come out of Padmasan. Has it happened sometimes? Then, and if you try too hard, it gets locked even more. Then you need a crane to undo the Padmasan. So don't get into all those things here. Whatever we think about, whatever we contemplate on, whatever we love, those qualities of that person, they start getting inculcated in us, they start getting expressed in us. So if you think of a murderer or a robber, then his qualities will start coming into you if you keep meditating on that fellow, if you keep thinking of that fellow. If you think of a business person, his qualities and acumen will start expressing through you. I told you in one of the classes, I was standing at the Singapore airport and waiting. मेरी flight अभी 2 घंटे के बाद थी. Before that, the Sydney flight was going from the same, departure lounge. The Melbourne flight was going to go. And suddenly I see Dalai Lama coming from there. And Dalai Lama came and he didn't go anywhere. I saw him coming, I stood up. Naturally यार, बैठे थोड़े हाँ ठीक है मेरे पैर छूके जाओ, नहीं ऐसे थोड़ा ना होता है. So he came, I stood up. The moment he didn't go anywhere. With him about 30 people are around him, the officials from the Singapore airport, government, everything. And he came straight to me. Then he came and stood in front of me, smiling. Both are smiling. I touched his feet. He picked me up. And in Buddhism, they don't touch feet of each other. They touch forehead. They touch the head. And he touched his head to my head. He lifted me and he did this. And the moment he brought his head forward, I know what he wants to do. I also put my head and they both touched. And the moment they touched, I burst into laughter. And I cracked up. He says, I said, Swamiji, direct download. He cracked up. And it went on for about a minute. And then he started singing the glory of Sanatan Dharma, that without Sanatan Dharma, Buddhism cannot be there, this, that, everything. Then they were saying, suddenly the plane wait kar raha aapki, chalo jaldi. He went. So, what was the point? Why I gave you this story? That whatever you think about, those qualities, those attributes of that which you are thinking will start expressing through you. If you keep thinking about the body, the attributes of the body. What is body? Jad. It is inert. Inertness leads to avidya. No, not avidya. Laziness, procrastination. This is what the inert, because this table is inert. What is it doing? Nothing. So when you think of your body which is inert, what do you want to do? Nothing. Pade raho, bas. Bistar mein pade raho. Lie down in the bed. Everything is too difficult to do. But if you think of something more dynamic, like your goal is some tennis player or some athlete or some sport person. When we were young, that time Michael Jackson used to be there, and people used to keep looking at him, keep watching the video of his again and again and again and again, and they used to do moonwalking as good as him. Those who were emulating him. See? Okay, now he is my idol. So choose wisely who your idol is. Here, a new Upanishads will not give you something short of infinity as an idol. So here, the idol whom we can emulate, whom we can think about, whom we can imbibe into our life. And that imbibing into our life is not कि मेरे को चाहिए. No, we just think about the ideas that are presented, automatically it starts. If you start chanting the mantras, automatically it starts. And in this manner, the seeker of the truth, they get inspired and cultivate the divine virtues in their own life. And in this way, this whole Narayana Upanishad provides a opportunity to transform ourselves. And when we start from here, the conclusion we will see if not tomorrow. Kal hai kya? So tomorrow. So here it begins. With that introduction, let's get into the Upanishad. We are only going to go into the overview of the Upanishad. The first verse is, before the study of Upanishads. Upanishad, whenever you study, it is always between a teacher and a student. Acharya and a student. So if you say, no, I don't want anyone else, then the mind is the student and the self is the Acharya. You take it that way. Because you are not the mind. You are watching your mind. Sometimes it's dull, sometimes it's bright, sometimes it's creative, sometimes it's whatever, different. So here he says, the first verses go, Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So here, Om Sahana Vavatu. So the teacher here is giving us the where are we? The teacher is saying Om begins with Om. Saha means together. So here the effort is being put by the student also and by the teacher also. Not by merely the teacher. क्योंकि टीचर बोलता रहेगा, टीचर स्टूडेंट सोता रहेगा, फिर कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Both have to put the teacher. Let us exert the effort together and then Sahanau Bhunaktu. So may he protect us together, may he nourish us together. May both be protected, may both be nourished. So protect, why the student should be protected from the teacher? From favoritism, isn't it? Now, this is one thing, I don't know, those who are elderly here, स्कूल में जाते थे, कुछ गलती कर दी, होमवर्क नहीं किया तो सीधे पढ़ती थी. हमको तो बहुत खाया हमने.
सही बात बोलने में भी खाया है.
कई बार क्योंकि ज़्यादा बोल दिया, ज़्यादा सच बोल दिया. So this is how it used to be. So protect, let the student be protected from the teacher. The teacher, in what way? The teacher should teach with inspiration. Teacher should know his subject well. The teacher should not be biased. The teacher should not show favoritism. The teacher should know the subject matter in and out. And he should present it in such a manner that the student is able to understand. And nahi, I have learnt it only this way. No, you come down to the level of the student to raise him. This is what Bhagavad Gita shows. When Arjuna asked, give me the highest knowledge, Krishna gave him the highest knowledge. Bhagwan gave him the highest knowledge. In the second chapter, in the beginning of the second chapter, 10th verse to 30th verse. But it was a bouncer going over Arjuna. So then Krishna came down to his level. Which level? Body level. And then over the next 16 chapters, he rose his consciousness, helped him to rise himself by only speaking. He did not do meditation, he did not do yoga, he did not do devotion. He is only listening attentively and imbibing what the teacher is telling. And the transformation happens. And at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna doesn't say, he says, now you have understood everything that I told, and have your doubts been dispelled? And what is Arjuna say? He says, yes, all my doubts about everything are gone, and now I am ready to do your bidding. I am ready to do your bidding means I am empty. Let thy will prevail. See? We must also live like that at this moment, remembering that the grace is always, we are not available. Become empty. Be free of doubts, be free of questions, be free of attachments. How? By remembering the Lord continuously. Keep your mind in the higher thoughts. Don't bring them down to the worldly level. The moment you bring it down to the worldly level, then duality, friction, competition, comparison, differences, sense of otherness. I cook and you wash. I have to go to puja, you take care of children. And this way, it becomes in Western world they say 50-50. It's the worst thing that you can ever practice in your life. Love is about not 50-50. Love is about sacrifice. Love is about complete, क्या बोलते हैं, समर्पण. So each partner has to completely offer himself, body, mind, spirit to the other. Then you will see the divorces not happening, etc., etc. and harmony happening in the family. Then maybe saha viryam karavavahai. Viryam means let us put forth energy, let us put forth efforts, let us put forth vitality. Aa jao, come in. Don't sit outside, come inside. I want to see your face.
He's my husband.
मैं देख के ही पहचान गया था कि ये तेरा ही हस्बैंड हो सकता है. Good. So let us put forth the energy together. So as much energy the student is putting forth to understand, that much energy and the teacher is putting to present the topic to the teacher. तो सह वीर्यम करवावहै, ऐसे नहीं है कि टीचर बोलते जा रहा है और स्टूडेंट सोता जा रहा है. तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. So may our Tejasvi now. So Viryam Karvavai, there also that let us study and be effective, that the teacher teaches and the student, if he is a bad student, he becomes a medium and then eventually Uttam. He understands what the teacher is saying, not understand 50% or 20% or totally opposite. वो भी नहीं चाहिए ना. You should be able to understand what the teacher is telling. तो यहाँ पे हम कृष्णा की बात कर रहे हैं and someone has named their child Krishna, even as a pet name or whatever, and suddenly they look at the child. But I'm not talking about the child. I'm talking about the consciousness Krishna. See? So we have to, without hurting people, we have to bring their attention to this. So in this way, Tejasvi navadhitamastu. Tejasvi, let us be bright, let us be alert, let us be inspired, both teacher and the student. And let us show vigor and eagerness in wanting to study and learn and practice in our life. When the teacher sees a student who is very, very alert, the teacher automatically becomes even more alert. He wants to. Krishna said that Arjuna, who would forget to blink when he was listening, he said that I have given everything that I know, I have poured into you. Now have all your doubts been removed? Everything. Once I went to, my Swamiji sent me to Girnar to do 1 month of under some teacher and get initiated. So teacher, the first night he said, first morning, he says, what do you want? 3 o'clock in the morning, in his, he's sitting outside. I said, Swamiji, Atma Sakshatkar chahiye. He said, Acha, come tomorrow, for 9 days I will teach you. And what did he teach? He told me to do one japa. He put his hand on my head for 10 minutes every day for 9 days. And after 9 days, he says, I have given everything that I have. Now it is up to you to unfold it. You see? So answer is not in the books. It's how you bring it out. You have to allow it to come out. See? So like that. And ma vidvishavahai. Ma vidvisha, may let us not, the teacher and the student, have a bad blood between them. The teacher should not dislike a student, should not hate a student, should not throw out a student. The student also should, यार teacher तो वही बोलते जा रहा है पिछले 2 हफ्ते से. And what is new here? So I think I should go to some other teacher, because on the grapevine, other teachers also you will come to hear. That is how you see in the world what is happening. If in one place हिंदी में बोलते हैं इसको, एक जगह पे दाल नहीं गलती तो दूसरे गुरु के पास जाते हैं, उधर दाल नहीं गलती तो कहीं और जाते हैं. People want importance, people want acceptance. Basically everyone is looking for love. And love is not found outside. They want acceptance. It is not found outside. As much as you may run around from ashram to ashram, it will not get. People have come to me and said, Swamiji, I made him my guru. मैंने कहा धन्य हो कि तुमने किसी को गुरु बना लिया. मैंने तो ये सुना था, I had heard that the guru makes a disciple or chooses a disciple. Here you are, or you have made a guru. So this is how it is. So let's not dispute, let us not hate not each other and not anyone else in this creation, because there is something to learn from everything and everyone. Dattatreya Maharaj, he had 24 gurus. He learned from pigeon, he learned from space, he learned from fire, he learned from water, he learned from a prostitute, he learned from a crow, he learned from a snake. So teacher's job, guru's job is to teach the student that he doesn't need only a physical teacher if he comes good. Let us become a student of life, wherein every experience, every interaction becomes a teacher, and we are able to transport ourselves back to the consciousness that we are, or the divinity that is. And in this way, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. These three Shantis, they are there to pacify the Adi Bhautik Shanti, Adi Daivik Shanti, and Adhyatmik Shanti. Adi Bhautik Shanti is all the forces, very simply put. Bhautik means the world. All the forces that are in our control, let them be pacified. What are the forces that are in your control? Which you believe. My children, my body, my health, my husband, my wife, my cooking.
Children are never on that control.
But parents behave that way. You know the answer, but you behave differently. That is called hypocrisy. See? So, not just you, everyone. We are essentially divine, but behaving like a human being. Hypocrisy. We are a man or a woman and behaving as husband and wife. Hypocrisy. There is nothing called husband and wife. There is only man and woman. Then what is husband and wife? Imagination in your head. But you have accepted that imagination as a role, but you are not ready to accept that you are the divinity. यार कितना बेवकूफ़ी करोगे? Anyway, with this, so first was, let all the things that are within my control, let at the worldly level, job, this, that, everything, let them pacify, let them be, let them not create trouble for me. Adi Daivik Shanti, second one, is all those forces which are out of my control. Earthquakes, rain, tsunami, etc., etc. The axis of the earth changing, the sunspots, all these are not in our control. So let them also be pacified. And the third is Adhyatmik Shanti, and Adhyatmik Shanti is all the forces that are within me. Let my sadhana, let it not go the wrong way. Let my thoughts not go the wrong way. Let my mind be pacified. Let there be no wrong, intentions within me. And let all that be pacified and come to the silence. With such preparation, we enter into the Narayanopanishad. Om atha purusho havai narayano akamayata praja srujayeti. He says that Om, the whole creation has begun from Om alone. And where are we? And he desired. Why did he desire Narayana? Why did he desire? Because it is his nature. Sometimes the water is calm, sometimes the water is with waves. If you say the ocean is calm and it should remain calm forever, it is not possible. So what is the nature? Sometimes waves, sometimes same thing with you. All the time you cannot be in the waking. Your nature is that you will go into dream or you will go into sleep. And in sleep, there are no thought waves. So that is your nature. So what is that which invokes you to wake up in the morning? Whether you put alarm or no alarm, she will say, my children wake me up. Before getting married, before having children, who used to wake you up? Even if they don't wake you up, you are lying in the bed, eventually you will wake up. Or you are doing the drama of lying down and sleeping, but with the eyes closed, you are still awake. See? So who inspired you to wake up? So that is the nature of Narayana. So sometimes the Shakti of his is quiet, sometimes the Shakti of his is manifest, sometimes it is unmanifest. So Atha Purusho Havai Narayana Akamayata, desired. Praja Srujayeti, he desired to become many. Praja. Why? I am a man. It's not enough. So I become a husband, I become a brother, I become a father, I become an uncle, I become a grandfather. So many roles. The more the roles, the more the variety, the more the interaction. And with that, if everything is going well, it's a very fulfilling life then. All by yourself. Are we cut out to live all by ourselves? Yogi may be, I may be, but everyone is not. Narayana also enjoys. He wanted to become many. So how here you think that you become many by many people. Narayana, he himself became many. What happened then? Then he says, Narayanat prano jayate. Then this, out of this Narayana, the prana or the soul, prana, Narayanat prano jayate. Prana is the soul or the creator at the totality level. So what you see in Narayana, Bhagavan's, from the Nabhi, the lotus flower comes out, and on that Brahmaji is sitting. Another name of Brahmaji is Prana. So he arose. The moment he desired to become many, the first manifestation was the Shakti, the potentiality within him, the will in him, which is inherent. Jaise Krishna, Radha, we talk of them as two, but they are actually one and the same. Similarly, the moment he desired, but he is one without a second. How can he desire how can one desire something? That is the secret. That is the Rajguhya. That is the secret. So the prana jayate means was born. Manas sarvendriyani cha, and with that came about the mind and all body parts, sky, air, light, water, earth, which can help to the various beings to take the form. Without these five elements, space, air, fire, water, earth, forms cannot come about. And when the consciousness comes together, not identifies, comes in proximity to the form, to these elements which have come together, mind is created. Mind is life. And this is the process. For 3-4 months in the womb of the mother, the baby is there, but there is no life in it. Then once the body has formed to a certain level, then alone life starts expressing in it. And without going too much into it, then he says, Kham Vayur Jyotirapah Prithvi Vishwasya Dharini. So Kham means space, Vayu, air, Jyoti, light or fire, Apah, water, Prithvi, earth, Vishwasya Dharini. And with this, they became the substratum, they became the foundation material for the world as we know it to come about. All these are holding the earth together. So where is the earth? In the elements. Where are the elements? In everything that you see, touch, hear, feel, taste. Continuing further, Narayanad Brahma Jayate. Narayana alone became Brahmaji. I'll explain to you. Narayanad Rudro Jayate. Narayanad Indro Jayate. Narayanat Prajapatayah Prajayante. So here he says, Narayana himself, Narayana himself, with reference to his inseparable potentiality, his Shakti, his potentiality. He took the form of Brahmaji, then he took the form of Vishnu, then he took the form of Rudra or Shiva, then he took the form of Indra, then he took the form of Prajapataya, Daksha Prajapati, Kashyap Rishi, he was also Prajapati, there were many Prajapatis. So he took their forms because Daksha, he had how many daughters? You ladies are doing the Navratri. How many daughters does he have? 9. जो भी है, ठीक है, अभी इतना मेरे को डाटा पता नहीं है. तो one of them was married to Sati, was married to Lord Shiva. Others were married, some majority of them, no more than that. So some majority of them were married to Lord Kashyap. So from Lord Kashyap, when he got married to Diti, the Daityas were born. When from the Aditi, he got the Devatas. From the Kadru, he got the Nagas. And from Vinita, he got the Garuda. So like this, the bird creation, the snake creation, the animal creation. So from all the various wives and the various planets, all that story is there. I'm not going to go into that. But from whom you need a womb to bring forth the creation. So these were the ones. And who was their father? Daksha. He was the Prajapati. And after that, Kashyapa. Kashyapa also was the Prajapati who, through these various wives, brought about various aspects of the creation. And also in the Narayana, Indro Jayate, Indra Bhagwan. Here the story comes that Indra Bhagwan is, if you are taking it as sage Narayana, when sage Narayana was meditating along with Narayana, when you go to Badrinath, we are going there now, in next week, no, in 2 weeks' time I'll be there. So the Badri Valley is there. On the side where the temple is, that is called Narayana Mountain, and the opposite is the Nara Mountain. And they are supposed to be the 2 sages who are continuously meditating for the benefit of the world. And sage Narayana was meditating, and whenever someone meditates, Indra, who is Indra? The Lord of the mind, or Lord of the heavens. Heaven is nothing. Heaven and hell are only 2 concepts of the mind. Either you can be happy now or you can be miserable now. So who is that deity? Who is that presiding deity of the mind? Indra. So whenever you meditate, Indra becomes afraid that I am going to lose my power. What is that power? To engage in the world. And that is why so much difficulty comes to initially for the seekers, that when you chant the mantra or you do the meditation, mind keeps distracting you. Why? It's not your fault. It's this Indra's fault. So what did he do? He sent the Kamadev, he sent all the Apsaras, Rambha and all that, and they were dancing, beautiful fragrance to disturb sage Narayana. When he did the same thing by sending Menka to Vishwamitra, he got disturbed. And very quickly, so many years passed, he slept together with her, had a daughter called Shakuntala, who eventually got married to Bharat, after whom the name Bharat is given to our country. Huh?
She given birth to Bharat actually.
Who?
Shakuntala.
So what did I say? Same thing I said.
You said
You said
she married
married
Bharat.
like that.
No. Vishwamitra.
Vishwamitra
Vishwamitra and Vishwamitra from Menaka had Shakuntala. Shakuntala gave birth to Bharat. Shakuntala Dushyant, yes. Anyway, so that is the story. So here Indra Bhagwan is trying to allure sage Narayana and disturb his meditation thinking. And for some time, sage Narayana is looking at it. His eyes is closed, not disturbed, not reacting. After some time, because he is Narayana himself, from his thigh he brings out Apsara who is uncomparable to all the Apsaras that Indra has been sending to disturb sage Narayana. Her name is Urvashi. Urvashi, oh. So he brought it out of his thigh, and suddenly the moment he saw Urvashi, the Indra Bhagwan कहता है यार ये तो मेरा बाप निकला. I should not mess around with him. But now his desire was to have Urvashi, and when he apologizes to the sage that sorry for what I did, he says you keep her in the heaven, and that's how Indra Bhagwan has Urvashi in the heaven. So these are just small. So Narayanat Prajapatayah Prajayante, I already told. Narayana Dvadashaditya Rudra Vasavas Sarvani Chanda Gangsi. So Narayana, from Narayana came forth the 12 suns, the 11 Rudras, the 8 Vasus, and all those meters for writing were born. What were the meters? The Chandas, the Anushtup Chanda, like for example, if the Hanuman Chalisa is in a Doha, or there is a Sotha, or there is a Chopai. So there are many different types of meters that are used in writing, and were all born, and all these were nothing but Narayana himself bringing forth all this, because he's playing with himself. He's playing with himself. Have you seen ever the children when you take, यहाँ पे पता नहीं beach तो नहीं है, Australia you come, lot of beaches. So what you see there, the children, or in their play school, the children will make a castle out of sand, and when the bell goes, what they have to do before they leave? They have to destroy their own castle, or whatever they have painstakingly built. They spend 1 hour, 1.5 hours making that cave, or making that castle, or making whatever. But the joy of breaking what you have made is more than in making. Same thing. But how come we have forgotten that? We make, and we hold on, and we get identified, and we get disturbed, and we lose our sleep over it, and lose our health over it. Then what should we do? Don't destroy, get detached. That destruction of that sand castle is a sign that the child is not attached to his own creation. It's a lesson to be learned. Don't be attached to your own creation. These are not my words. These are words of the Lord. And this way, all this is Narayana, and this way, Narayana eva utpadyante means all was created out of Narayana, by himself, from himself, in himself. Nothing is outside Narayana. Like the way water created everything, the ocean and the waves, by itself, in itself, for itself. So when everything is the water, then what is the status of oceans and waves? It is called, what is it is called? Leela. Leela means everything is happening, yet nothing is happening. So Ram Leela, Krishna Leela. Look, Krishna, before he left his human form, He destroyed all the men in his Dwarka. Not one of them, except the elderly ones, those who could not walk, they were left, and children were left. Every youth, every adult fought with each other and killed themselves. He created the whole creation, he created a huge army, an undefeatable army. And yet, he made sure that they don't remain behind when he leaves. This is a great secret. Don't, no, I think I am going to collect everything for my children. Forget it. How many cases you know that the children don't appreciate what you are doing for them? They say, I don't want anything of yours, Dad or Mom. I will make my own life. But parents, no, I am buying another house for my daughter. I am buying another house for my son. They don't want it. बट ये अपना ख्याली पुलाव चल रहा है और फिर उसके बाद एंड व्हेन दे डोंट वांट इट दे गो अराउंड सी आई डिड सो मच फॉर देम एंड दे डोंट इवन अप्रिशिएट हु आस्क्ड यू टू डू इट हु आस्क्ड यू योर जॉब इज टू गिव देम द राइट एजुकेशन गिव देम द राइट फाउंडेशन एंड लीव देम लेट द बर्ड्स फ्लाई don't remain keep running on. No, I'm going to tie a string to your leg so that you don't fly too far off. Narayane pravartante. Everything is a modification of Narayana alone. And Narayane praliyante. So everything is modified in Narayana, appears in Narayana, praliyante, goes back to Narayana. How beautiful. Everything is Narayana. And this is your experience of your daily life. The waking, dream and deep sleep every day appears out of your mind, stays in your mind, goes back to your mind. And where does the mind come from? From consciousness. So everything comes out of your consciousness, appears for some time and goes back to consciousness. The waker comes out, waker goes back. The dreamer comes out, the dreamer goes back. The sleeper comes out, the sleeper goes back. The meditator comes out, the meditator goes back. Continuously, every day it is happening. Do you know it is happening to you? What I just told? So which means the knower is other than the known. So come to that original being, come to that original who never changes, but only brings about the appearance of change. And in this way, the various Rudras that were told, the 12 Adityas that were told, they are the sons of Aditi. Remember I told you just now the Kashyap Rishi, and one of the daughters of Daksha was Aditi. So from her, the Adityas were born. And who are they? They are the Data, Mitra, Aryama, Rudra, Varuna, Surya, Bhaga, Vivaswan, Pusha, Savita, Twashta and Vishnu. These were the Adityas. Adityas means those who are effulgent, those who are conscious, those who are light oriented, consciousness oriented. Then 11 Rudras came forth. Who were they? Manyu, Manu, Mahinasan, Mahan, Shivan, Ruthudhvajan, Ugrarethas, Bhavan, Kaman, Vamadevan and Dhrutavrutan. And the 8 Vasus, remember one of the Vasus was Bhishmacharya, who was stopped by the Shantanu, King Shantanu, because he got married to Gangaji and she said, don't ask me any questions. 7 of them, she put them into the Ganga water, and the King Shantanu was disturbed that all my sons are being offered to Gangaji. At least I need one son. And the last one he stopped. And that was the Bhishmacharya, who had a very, very painful life throughout, poor fellow. And and these Vasus, who are the daughter of, who are the 8 Vasus who are the children of Vasu, who is the daughter of Daksha. These 8 Vasus are Dharan, Dhruvan, Soman, Ahas, Anilan, Analan, Pratyushan, and Prabhashan. And in this way, these were the all these what names we just took, Adityas, Rudras, Vasus, they are all the governing forces of this creation. Without the sun, Surya was also there. Without the sun, you cannot have the life on earth. Without the moon, you cannot have life on earth. Without the planets, you cannot have life on earth. Huh? Without the mind, you cannot have life. And in this way, these are the various deities. Deities are nothing but productive potentials. They are the principles which keep the creation or the life in its place. Earth is in its orbit only because of the 9 planets and the sun, isn't it? If one planet was to be destroyed, life on earth will finish very quickly, because the attracting forces and the repelling forces, the centripetal and centrifugal forces which earth has about itself, but every planet has, is keeping not only earth but everyone except sun, everyone else in its place. So if there is any disturbance, gone. उसी के बेसिस पे सारा एस्ट्रोलॉजी चलता है. बट वी फॉरगेट द नारायणा इन द नेम ऑफ एस्ट्रोलॉजी. फिर फंस जाते हैं एस्ट्रोलॉजी में. नारायणा को याद करो, गो बियॉन्ड एस्ट्रोलॉजी. क्या टाइम हो गया? 4-5 minutes मोर. नेक्स्ट वर्स. ओम अथ नित्यो नारायणः ब्रह्मा नारायणः शिवश्च नारायणः शक्रश्च नारायणः. Here it says अथ Om and Atha Nityo Narayana. Narayana is eternal. He is eternal. Atha, now. All Upanishads begin with Om or Atha. Atha means now. So that means don't remain in the past in your mind. Don't remain in the future in the mind. Come to the present moment. Truth is available. Narayana is available. Realization is available here and now. Not in the past. No, I will listen to this. This was very good lecture. I am going to think about it when the children have slept. Then I will think about it. Lost the plot. It is here and now. If I say, oh, I was speaking, this thought never came to me before. This was very interesting. I should think about it while going to sleep. Gone. If I am not available to it right now, there is no guarantee that I will remember it afterwards. Truth is available in the now, here and now. So, that he is eternal. Brahma Narayana. Before it was told, from Narayana, the Brahmaji came forth, appeared. Now here is saying, Brahma is not other than Narayana.
So Brahmaji came from
Navi.
How does Shivji came there?
वही बताया ना, he is one of the Rudras.
Okay, so from one of the Rudras.
So Brahmaji is none other, or we can say Narayana alone is Brahma, Narayana alone is Shiva, Narayana alone is Indra, Narayana alone is Kala, the god of death. Shakrascha Narayana, Dhyava Prithivya Ucha Narayana, Kalascha Narayana, Dishascha Narayana. Dishascha, all directions is nothing but Narayana. So see the direction in which your mind is being taken very suggestively, that everything came out of Narayana. And now it is being told, Narayana alone is everything that has come out or has come forth out of him. As if. And if you are a part of this creation, you are also not other than. So here if I say, what is it? Prakasho Narayana, Amlano Narayana. It is not wrong. And having said this, see the 10 directions. How many directions do you have? 8 or 10? Huh?
I have 8.
Which are they? Now confused.
Southwest, like that.
Huh?
South,
North,
North,
South, East, West, and in between all of them, Northeast, Northwest, Southeast, Southwest. 8 हो गए? But I said 10.
इसीलिए 2 हमको पता नहीं.
Up and down. No. Now you think about it while sleeping, when the children go to sleep. So the 10 directions is none other than Narayana. Go out into the space, there are no directions, there is only space. Continuing. Now he goes further. He's bringing the Narayana closer to you. He says, Urdhvascha Narayanaha, Adhascha Narayanaha, Antarbahishcha Narayanaha, Narayana evedagam sarvam. How beautiful. Just if you know a little bit, it's not difficult. Urdhvascha, up. Adhascha, down. Antarbahishcha, inside and outside, is nothing but Narayana. Whatever is above is Narayana. Whatever is below is Narayana. Whatever is inside is Narayana. Whatever is outside is Narayana. Antarbahishcha Narayana. Narayana evedagam sarvam. Narayana alone is everything, sarvam. There is nothing else apart from him. Listen to this, chant this Upanishad with devotion, with bhava, like we were saying about Swarupa Anusandhanam till yesterday. It will deliver. We have to become available, that's all. She is smart. She has outsourced the kids to dad. She is available. So, continuing, just a little bit more and then we conclude. Narayana evedagam sarvam yad bhutam yaccha bhavyam. Where are we? So, yad bhutam yaccha bhavyam. वही है ना बोला. Yad bhutam cha yad bhavyam. Narayana, whatever is what has happened. Bhutam. Bhutam means that which is past. Bhavyam, that which is going to be. Bhuta, Bhavishya and present. Past, present and future. Everything is Narayana. So, but we become so troubled. Some experiences from past we have taken and we are till today we have not forgotten them, isn't it? And become miserable because of them. Take it as Narayana's wish. That Narayana gave that. Narayana alone expressed himself. Why? He's playing a leela with me. He's troubled my parents by making me sannyasi. And each one has a story, right? Each one of you has a story. So rather than becoming caught up in your story and becoming emotional about it and regretting it or being excited about it, see everything as the Leela of Narayana. That is the way to healthy, wealthy and wise people. Mind will be calm because it focused on Narayana. You may not realize when you किसी को बोलो कि as a sannyasi, he knows me by another name because schoolmate. My teacher, when I got into ashram, he initiated me into brahmachari name as Brahmachari Deepak, which is like Prakash, lamp, light. And you start living, because when you are so focused, you start imbibing that quality of that lamp. Before it was Naveen. Naveen meant new. So, ever new. Parents couldn't catch me. Ever new. Then light. Then as sannyas came, was given Swami Paramananda Saraswati. Infinite bliss. Now I live as that infinite bliss. So, be very careful how you name your children. You know? Tum tum tim tim. उनसे उससे कुछ लल्लू बल्लू उससे कुछ नहीं होता. नाम दो. जैसे there is one अभी स्टोरी के लिए टाइम नहीं है. Anyway, so after that he says, concluding in this second anuvak, Nishkalo Niranjano Nirvikalpo Nirakhyata Shuddho Deva Eko Narayanaha. And in this way, that Narayana is the only God who is Niranjano, क्या है? Nishkalo, who is beyond all modifications. Kala is just like this moon goes through the various modifications of 14 days, and then the 15 days the Purnima. Those are the 14 kalas. Actually there are 16. No, 15, 16, 17. 17. Because full moon and no moon, dono lena padta hai. So he is beyond all the kalas, meaning he is independent of all modifications. If he is expressing through you, you are also independent of all modifications. Then who is having modifications? The mind is having modifications. That mind material is also Narayana. That thought material is also Narayana. What is going through modifications? The body is going through modifications. What is body made up of? Space, air, fire, water, earth. That is also nothing but Narayana. We already told you before. So everything is Narayana. So respect it. Respect your body. Respect your thoughts. And how do you respect your thoughts? By directing them towards the source. Having that bhav, that everything that is coming in my mind is none other than Narayana, then automatically you will be in the right place at the right time, with the right experiences, with the right people, in the right situations that are required for you to unfold. An unspoken truth. Once you start thinking about it, he wants to bring you to him. You think about the world will take you to itself and break you up into pieces. So here he says that he is stainless, nishkalo, niranjano, he is stainless, nirvikalpo, without vikalpa, options. He is without any options. So it is his nature to be everything and nothing. That is his nature. Nirvikalpo, then nirakhyataha, and he is endless, and then Shuddha Deva Eko Narayanaha, and he is the what do you call Shuddha, he is the ever pure effulgence of light. Deva means, Dev doesn't mean an entity. Dev technically means light. So he is that pure light. One pure light, that is Narayana. And na dvitiyosti kaschita, and there is nothing else second, there is nothing else other than him. He is one without a second. So in the ocean, water is one without a second. So what is the status of ocean and waves and froth and tides, etc.? It's appearance. Whatever you touch, any of these expressions of water, you are touching water only, but stupidly calling it by different names, because it is useful to communicate. Similarly, when I am talking to you, it is Narayana speaking to Narayana. But for the sake of Leela, teacher and student, speaker and listener. In this way, Shuddha Deva Eko Narayanaha Nadvitiyo Osti Kaschita Ya Evam Veda. This is the declaration of the Veda. This is the declaration, the truth declared. Accept it or not. It is not that my truth is separate to your truth and I will find my own truth. आजकल के बहुत ऐसे many people have come up that I will find my own truth. Many people are there, they want to study their Bhagavad Gita by themselves. Whole schooling they did from other teacher, but when it comes to scriptures, they want to study it by themselves. You have to study it under a teacher. See, if you want to go somewhere from here to there also you need a teacher called GPS. It helps you to go, show you the path to get to your destination. Similarly, the ones who are lost in this world, how to get back to their essential nature, also you need GPS, Guru Positioning System. So he is only guiding. You have to walk the path. You have to drive. GPS is only showing the way. You have to drive and reach without any mishap. And if there is traffic, the GPS tells you go this way. Similarly, the teacher, the Guru Maharaj, he looks at you, he assesses you, he intuitively knows, immediately says, hey, do this practice or take that practice or perform this exercise or that, it will help you. If you listen, it is good. See? Ya evam veda sa vishnureva bhavati sa vishnureva bhavati. So, thus, he who knows this, here it says what? Sa vishnureva bhavati, the one who knows what we have just explained just now, alone becomes of the nature of Vishnu. Vishnu alone he becomes. And in this way, meaning that the ego dissolves, because who was chanting, who was speaking, who was listening? Individual is listening. And in place of individuality, that individual who's continuously thinking of the Narayana, the individuality dissolves, and in its place, the Narayana reveals. Narayana reveals. And this is the conclusion. This is the purpose of our human birth. Whatever is next, we will talk about it in our next class tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.